This lesson will be about Descartes' rule of signs. So the student learning objectives for this lesson: define and apply Descartes' rule of signs, and the essential question, what is Descartes' rule of signs? And below you see the Common Core standard. So Descartes' rule of signs may sound kind of confusing at first, but it's actually quite simple. Descartes' rule of sign is used to help us find the maximum number of positive zeros a polynomial could have. More specifically, it's a method for determining the maximum number of positive zeros for a polynomial. This maximum number is the number of sign changes in the polynomial when written as shown below. So what does that mean? It simply means that for any polynomial, when we look at it, we have these terms. And whenever there's a sign change, so if we're going from left to right, we're going from term to term, we have a positive term and then a negative term. So that's a sign change. I go from positive to negative. That means there's possibly one positive zero. Then I go from negative to positive. Well, there's another one. So I have two sign changes. Okay, and then no other sign changes in the polynomial. So the maximum number of positive zeros for this polynomial is 2. And that's all it is. That's that simple. So the polynomial 2x to the fourth minus 8x squared plus x plus 5 has at most 2 positive zeros, since there are 2 sign changes. And the polynomial does, in fact, have 2 positive zeros. And just another thing to remember, that the degree of a polynomial tells us that there are 4 zeros. Whether they're real or imaginary, there are 4 complex zeros. So therefore, if 2 are positive, there's a maximum of 2 positive, then there has to be a minimum of 2 negative zeros. Another key thing to remember when using Descartes' rule of signs is to make sure that you write out all of your terms. For example, if I had 2x to the third negative 2x to the third. Say I had negative 2x to the third plus x plus 2. There's a term between x to the third and just x, and it's x squared, and it's plus 0x squared, and that's key to remember. So there is a sign change between x cubed and x, even though if I didn't write out that term, it may seem as though there wasn't. So make sure that when you are writing out your polynomials and using Descartes' rule of signs, that you remember to include the terms that have zeros for their coefficient. So just make sure you write out every term when using Descartes' rule of signs. And that's all I have for you for this lesson. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you learned some things. Go ahead, try your homework assignment, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me on BBIM or by text message or email. And if you have the time, make sure you come to live class and check out some more examples. Thanks.